Hello, my name is Rusty. The big problem I've chosen to address for this class is the phenomenon of nature deficit disorder. And then just a quick recap on that, it's a non-diagnosable disorder, but it's a set of very impactful symptoms that will negatively impact children like later on in life. So lack of access to the outdoors can cause things like an increased risk of obesity later on in life, decreased attention span, issues with mental health problems later on in life. And so my topic is to tackle that phenomenon and to try to limit that. Considering this through the Bronfenbrenner lens and the Constructivism lens, I'm gearing more towards the exosystem and the mesosystem. So using Constructivism, my sort of plan is to lobby for the national parks to have certain days per week or per month that are free or reduced admission for students, and that can be students of any age. That can be like all the way from kindergarten all the way up to college level students. Because I think a big part of nature deficit disorder is the new phenomenon of there's not as much access to the outdoors, and it's not as common to spend a lot of time outside. A lot of big family vacations are not going hiking anymore. They're staying inside, which I think is kind of a shame because we're going to lose these national parks. So that's my approach and my idea. Using a constructivist lens, you can see that children learn best through interaction with other people, and that can be other adults who have more knowledge on, a certain subject, or that can be their peers who may have more experience, but it can also be, that person interacting with someone with less experience, and they're able to teach and guide that person. And so Vygotsky named a sort of proximal zone of development, and that is the distance and space between what an individual knows and is confident in, and the furthest extent of what they can learn. And so in that space, that's where development happens. And so again, at the very end, the furthest they can reach without any assistance. So that's they're working the hardest they can. But using this model, having students of different developmental stages working together and engaging in play in the parks, again, with that free or reduced price admission, I think will really help limit the both the impact and the prevalence of nature deficit disorder.